Hey guys, OSRS back, and I'm making a Wintertodt guide for 2020. So I'm gonna go straight into it. Now, some supplies you're probably gonna need for this boss is you're definitely gonna need a hatchet. You're gonna need some food. You can do normal food, or you can do Ceredomin brews. I personally prefer like lobsters, so I don't have to pay so much for Ceredomin brews, even though they don't cost a lot. And you will need at least 4 pieces of warm clothing, and I'm gonna go into that more in a sec. So when I say 4 pieces of warm clothing, there's a lot of stuff you can wear, but the easiest to probably get is the Clue Hunter outfit, because all you gotta do is just go around some parts of RuneScape and dig. You will need at least 4, so it takes really no time to do it at all. This is so you can get the maximum damage reduction from the Wintertodt. If you don't, you're gonna be taking kind of a lot of damage. Now here's the most important part of the minigame. To be able to satisfy the requirement for the Wintertodt, you will need to get at least 500 points within the minigame, and I'll give you the 1 kill count and the 1 supply crate to make sure that it counts towards your progress towards it. So as far as getting points, you get 10 points for just adding broom and logs to the braziers. You get 25 points for adding the kindling, which to get a kindling, you need to use a knife on the broom and logs. Lighting a brazier gives you 25 points. Repairing a brazier gives you 25 points. And healing a pyromancer gives you 30 points. So in my opinion, it's always best to prioritize how you want to. I'm going to go more into depth in a bit of how I get my 500 points. Everybody does it, I guess, a bit different, but most of the time it's still the same. As long as you get 500 points, that's all you need. You can either keep going, for more points, or you can just go to the very middle part or the beginning of the room, just stand there until the game is over. Alright, you guys, I'm going to go a bit more in depth about what the Wintertodt is and what it's trying to do. The Wintertodt is basically trying to destroy Kourend, or Zeah, as if you want to call it. And basically, our job is to, help the pyromancers by adding brummelage to bruma kindlings to the torches, and also keeping the torches lit and fixed while the whole mini game is going on. So it's fairly simple, and I'm about to go into more in depth on how I get my 500 points. Yours might be different. So when I get my points, the best way to start, and this is what everybody normally does, everybody they go straight towards the brazier, because the brazier does not have a fire. So that's a straight 25 points you can get right there. And once you get the brazier lit, run. Depends on where you are. You can run to the left or the right. There's 4 corners. Run towards the bruma log or the bruma branch and cut logs. Now the best thing to do is to stay to the side of it, because if you stay at the side of it, you cannot get hit by the 3x3 snowfall attack that the Wintertodt does occasionally. So keep that in mind. Now at the same time, you will be taking some damage while you're cutting or anything inside. When you're inside of here, you will be taking some damage. Now to keep in mind, while you are chopping the logs down with your hatchet, you will take damage, but you won't stop your action. But if you're fletching or if you're adding logs or kindling to the fire, it will stop your action. So you gotta pay attention, or else you just won't be getting points anymore after that. So keep that in mind when you guys are doing this. It's not fully AFK, and you definitely can die here if you're not paying attention. Because sometimes you'll do some games where you won't take a lot of damage, or other games where you'll just start getting, for whatever reason, destroyed. So make sure you definitely have that warm clothing to get the most damage reduction possible. And then most of the time, if you bring, I mean, you're gonna need food and stuff. You should get at least, how I do it is I just go ahead and I get the logs and I cut them into kindlings, so you get 25 points. So you don't really need to do a lot of kindlings. You're gonna definitely need to do more logs than kindlings, but logs are better XP per hour fire making than the kindling, because it takes time to cut the logs into kindling. So keep that in mind. It's whatever you guys want to do, but I personally just go for the 500 and I cut them into kindling. So yeah, it's basically like that. Now, one other thing you want to be careful is if the snowfall attack is targeting the brazier, it will knock over the brazier and you will also take damage from that. So also keep that in mind. If you don't want to take the damage, just move away a bit and then come back and repair the brazier, and that's another 25 points towards your thing. And then right when you repair it, light it. So that's basically 53 points right there. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's not hard to get the points at all. So that's pretty much it. Also, what you can do is make sure you have prayer. If I'm right, it's 49 prayer for redemption. So when you get under a certain amount of health, it'll restore your health, I think, based on your how much prayer points you have. But I don't really use it. I thought it was really gonna be handy. It is sometimes, but you don't. It's not really a requirement. So yeah. And once you get, and so now basically that's pretty much it. It's very simple. Once you get your 500, you can either just go to the middle of the room and just wait, or continue to get more points so you can have a chance of getting a second chest or a better roll. And after that, it's pretty much it. You get your supply crate, and then you get your fire making XP at the end, which is, if I was right, it's 1,000 times your fire making level. So if you're at 60, oh no, it's 100 times your fire making level. So 100 times 60 is 6,000. So what that means is basically if you get 100, if you're at 70 fire making and you get the 500 points, you get 7,000 because it's times 100. So basically the higher level fire making XP you have, or your fire making level, the more XP you're gonna get per hour. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. It just keeps going up the more fire making XP or fire making levels that you have. So it just slowly gets better. It doesn't get any harder. It doesn't get any easier. It just stays the same. So higher levels, you can expect around at least 300k XP per hour. Starting at 50, which is the one requirement for Wintertodt, it's about 150k XP per hour. So it's very high. So make your decision of what you want to do. You can easily go for 99 fire making if you want. It shouldn't take any time at all. And other than that, you get your supply crates, and they could have a variety number of rewards from them. Probably the best rewards, I know it got nerfed in the past, but probably the best reward you can get from it is like the burnt pages, because those do add up. So you can make some money from this mini game. You can get some seeds, but I think that drop rate was a bit nerfed. I haven't really got any good seeds from this yet, but burnt pages, I've made like 200k, and I haven't been doing this for that long. So keep that in mind. Also, you can get the pyromancer outfit, which is another version of warm clothes that you can wear, and also gives you more fire making experience. If you have the full set, I'm sure it is about a 2% XP boost to fire making. And then you can get the Torch, which is pretty much an unlimited light source that you can have, and that also acts as a warm item. So definitely keep that in mind. So other than that, you guys, that's it. It's a fairly simple mini game. It's very easy. Just be careful, especially if you're a hardcore Iron Man, because you can die here and you will lose your status. So just pay attention. And that's pretty much it. It's a very fun mini game. A lot of people do it. If you haven't been doing it, I'm pretty sure everybody in this game is doing this mini game, rather than fire making logs. So other than that, that's it, you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.